Welcome, college basketball fans, to the Full Court Press Podcast with LT and Sammy D. This is the podcast that brings you legendary stories from college basketball's golden era and dives in deep with a current analysis of today's game. Get ready for the most energetic and entertaining college basketball podcast around. Let's get it.
Good afternoon and welcome to another Full Court Press, a college basketball coaches show. Luke Taylor here, back with Sam Davidson. We're excited. Sam, as you know, some of my favorite things in life are basketball, my family, and the Caribbean. I'm excited to have the first ever Trini on the Full Court Press. We got Coach Jerome Tang from Kansas State Wildcats. Welcome, Coach, to the Full Court Press.
Man, thank you guys for having me. I did not realize that you were an Island fan.
I am. I'm actually
got some Island blood in him.
I got some Island blood. Just wait. Let me show my blood. Here we go. I got a cut.
Oh, okay.
So all I want to know, Coach, how is the roti, the pears, and the patties in Manhattan, Kansas?
Ooh. Well, okay. Well, first of all, I can make roti, right? I don't do the dal burrito, right? I like bust up shut and sada. And then I moved my parents here, and my mom, she can make it all three of them. And the only thing she don't make is doubles. And
okay.
And so we're not big on pate as much. That's more of a Jamaican thing. But so there is a spot in Junction City. I think it's something grilled, some kind of grill or something like that. And that lady does do good pates, and she does do oxtails, and it's really good.
Sam has no clue. So Coach, my family's from Grenada.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you almost a Trini.
Yeah, I don't want to be a Trini. No, but Coach, welcome, man. I was really excited. I didn't realize that, and my dad and my uncle and my grandparents are all from Grenada, and I still have family down there. So it's really an honor and a pleasure, at least for me. Sam's like, I don't know what they're talking about, but we'll go there. So how things been going? I mean, I know you guys are kind of going through a little bit of a streak right now, not in a good way, but overall, how's the season been going for you, Coach?
Yeah, no, we're in a struggle, right? But like Frederick Douglass said, without struggle, there's no progress. And if this thing was easy, everybody would do it, right? And so I just know that God gives his biggest battles to his strongest warriors. And I tell our team that. And the great thing is I got guys with high character. And, there's this verse in the Bible that says that, adversity or the struggles we go through together, it teaches perseverance, and then perseverance builds character, and character produces hope. And so, we from the beginning of the season, we've said, hey, we're going to suffer together but we're going to persevere. And because we persevere, our character is going to provide hope for us. And so every day we're just getting better and better. Just got through with practice, tough loss to Texas Tech at the house. One possession game, a lot of opportunities to win it. And we just had our best practice of the year. And so proud of our guys, excited about where we're heading. A lot of season left, and we got the right guys to turn this thing.
Yep.
I love it. Talk a little bit about some of those guys. It seems like you've kind of been playing with the roster, the past several weeks. And, you talk about character, but I've also heard you talk about big care factors within the individuals. Can you talk a little bit about Max Jones? It seems like he's playing really well. David Castilla, freshman point guard, you gave him a lot of minutes in the second half recently. Moby as well, junior college transfer. It just seems like some of these guys who may not have been thought about getting minutes early on in the season, they're getting that time to develop. And it seems like you're rewarding these guys who are have those big care factors.
Yeah, in this day and age with kids being able to transfer and all of that, you wonder like how quickly you can win their hearts and how quickly they're going to care more about the name on the front and the name on the back. And the only way you can judge that is based on what kind of effort they give in practice. And man, Max just has been a warrior all year long. And I thought his game against Texas Tech, all the hustle plays that he made, diving on the floor twice to come up with loose balls and taking a charge and just, keeping possessions alive for us to go along with his offense, just was, really, really proud of him. And, David Castillo is a freshman, you throw him in a heated situation and a pressure cooker at that time. And for him to be able to handle it and, and grow and learn from it. Because, like everybody wants an older, more experienced guy. But in order to become older and experienced, you got to go through struggle in freshman times, right? If you don't play as a freshman, how will you ever get experience? And so Dave is learning that and growing. And, Moby, junior college guys, we always say it takes him a semester to adjust, but Moby had a little different adjustment in that he had a family illness that he had to leave and go home for a while. And so he's away from us. And then he got injured and was sick for a little while. And so like this whole first semester and leading up to the season was a struggle for him. And so he's finally been able to put some practices together. And so his minutes and opportunity are growing. But, I can't say enough about, David Gasson and the energy and the consistency that he's brought, every single day at practice, in games. He's just been so consistent and reliable. And then, guys like Doug Coleman and Brennan, they're learning us, right? And I'm learning them. But like, we're winning this thing together. We're locking arms and we're moving forward. And it's not always going to be pretty or perfect, but we are going to stay together and we are going to get to where we want to get to, because those guys, they do care and they do have big hearts and they're wonderful young men. And we're going to get this thing going right.
Yeah. Yeah. If anybody can do it, Coach, you can definitely do it. It's interesting. When you're at Baylor, you knew you had a kid for 3-4 years, right? Now you have a kid maybe for 9 months. How is your kind of philosophy on building culture? Because I feel like programs now are building culture every 9 months or a year. How has your kind of ways have changed over the last maybe year or two?
That is a really good question. And it's something that I've been pondering, here actually the last couple of days, just because it used to be right. So at Baylor we had this like scheme, this plan worked out, right? We would bring in a couple of freshmen who were knew they were going to redshirt or they were going to be developmental guys. They're going to come along. We'd bring in a couple transfers and they knew they had to sit out, right? So that was 3-4 guys that were going to be on your scout team, and every practice was their game day, right? So they brought it every day of practice. They learned the other team scout, they learned the game plan, and then they on the bench, they weren't moping on the bench because they knew they weren't going to play, and they knew what the other team was doing so they could help their teammates. And when their teammates didn't do what they were supposed to do, they could tell them, no, coach is right. We're supposed to do this. And because they were like, we had 4 additional, sometimes 5 additional coaches on the bench and great cheerleaders. And so, you had 9, maybe 10 guys that were in your rotation who were going to play. And, on any given night, maybe you had 1 or 2 that were upset they didn't play, right? And the other guys brought them along, that kind of thing. had to say, and then when those guys became eligible to play after a year, they knew you were good coaches. They believed in what you were doing. They knew that you cared. You had the whole year to build a relationship with them before you ever played a game with them. And so that was the formula. But then they changed the rules on us, right? And not only did they change the rules and kids can transfer right away, but they changed the rules in that they get money too, right? So it used to be that my secret sauce, right, was in Waco was to take guys to breakfast at George's, right? And so that was a free meal for them. That was money they were saving. They didn't have to spend on a meal. And then George's, I mean, really great pancakes, right? Just unbelievable breakfast. Right. So they were coming to eat breakfast with me. I was providing them something they did not have, and I had their undivided attention. right? I was a captive audience that I could pour into them, and they could, hear how much I cared about them and what I saw moving forward. And, we build these great relationships. Well, now if I want to take a guy to eat, well, they don't need me to take him to eat because they have money. They can DoorDash. So really what I'm doing is just occupying their time. Right. And the time is the thing that they have limited amount of. And so they're like, man, I got to go spend another 20 minutes with coach. And so it's not the same thing. So we have to figure out different ways to provide them something that they don't have, which gives us the opportunity to build a relationship that we need to have with them that will allow us to coach them the way we need to coach them, and those. And I don't know the answer to that. I do know how, you ask our staff what are the 3 most important things to them, and that's how you figure out what culture is, right? What do you wish everybody in your program, everybody in your business, what do you wish are the 3 things that they did every day? And that's what culture is. And for us, man, we have 3 non-negotiables: be on time, because it's sign respect, right? Have a high level of communication, right? And then be grateful. And if they do those 3 things, then those are my only 3 rules. And after that, man, we want tough, competitive dudes, and that's what we're looking for. So, I hope I answered your question. It's just difficult right now. All of us have to find different ways to connect with their hearts, because the things we used to do, they can do for themselves now.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's a great answer. We've had some of your former colleagues from your coaching, brotherhood on our show, like Coach Driscoll and Coach Mills and Coach Jacobs, and they're all it seems like you and your peers, that you're all trying to kind of figure out this new era of college basketball, right? I do want to kind of go back to your time at Baylor and like mentioning some of those coaches' names, and the head coach like Scott Drew and the legacy he's leaving down at Baylor right now. Like, what were some of those things you took away from Baylor, and what did you learn about taking this head coaching job at Kansas State? And I mentioned that because your name got thrown out a lot last year about open positions, and I feel like it's going to continually be thrown out, the next several years as vacancies pop up with the success that you've created in Manhattan. Has the philosophy of where coaches want to land changed?
Well, I can't speak for everybody else, but I've never been a mover, right? One of the I like to leave. For me, like, one of the blessings of Baylor is that we got to reap the fruits of our labor. A lot of times people go places and they work, they build the foundation, they plant the seed, and then they leave to someplace else they think is better or whatever. And then somebody else comes in and they get to pick the fruit off the tree, right? The tree grows. And we got to go there, and we got to remove the rubble and till the soil and lay the foundation and build it up and plant the trees and watch the trees grow and then pick the fruit, right? Like, to win a national championship, win Big 12 championships together, watch guys go to the NBA, have guys bring their kids back, right, to camp and to vet week, and to see that, right? Man, that's just a special thing. As a high school coach, I was at the same high school for 10 years, and so 10 years as a high school coach, same high school, 19 years at a college, the same college. I just hadn't been a mover, and I want to leave something that lasts. And so for me, if God says it's time to go, it's time to go. If God says don't go, I'm not going. That's just how I operate that. But being around those guys, Matt Driscoll, man, energy. Like that, he's my daughter. He's my daughter's godfather. Right? Yeah. I didn't drink coffee till I met him. And you have to drink coffee just to try and keep up with that joker.
Coach, we did his interview. It was driving.
One of the most energetic interviews we've ever done.
Just wait. He was driving and he stopped and pumped gas while on the air with us.
Oh, yeah. Did he tell you our gas story?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I was like, and you got the kid too.
We did. We got the kid, and we're on the thing that takes you from the parking lot to the airport. The transport, and we're smelling like gas. And he's like, "These people think we're terrorists."
Oh my God.
You know, the one thing you did tell us is I'm curious too, after asking you the West Indian question, is did you take any garbage cans from Waco to Manhattan with you?
No, we got past the garbage cans, right? Like, hey, how about that, right? Hey, I was a high school coach. We had a cement floor. We only had 2 backboards, bleachers on one side. I mean, drove vans. Like I got to Baylor, right? And I didn't care. Whatever coach needed me to do, he told me go get a metal trash can and a stick and beat it to get the guys hyped for the game. Man, that trash can, I beat that thing to just whatever coach needed me to do. I was fired up. I was happy to be there.
And then we also heard about wrestling match too.
There's a slapping match. Like, coach would call you up and he didn't like Morph knew what was going on. Mark Moorfield was the one guy who had been with coach before for a season. And one game, coach says, Coach Driscoll, come up here. Come up here. He doesn't think like we're fired up. And he said, all right, everybody, get a partner. Stand in front of a partner. And so all the guys line up and they're facing each other, right? And all of a sudden, Coach Drew just slaps Coach Driscoll, like pow in the face. And Coach D, like, balled his fist up and was like ready to go. And he told Coach D, slap me back. So Coach D slapped him. Pow! I think busted his lip. Oh, it was hilarious. And I was like, Morph, you couldn't have warned us this was coming, man. Like, so we should be ready.
I love it.
Which is funny because you see Coach Drew and he just seems like you see his dad, right? I went to UIC and his dad was coaching at Valpo, and I think his brother's a little bit, Bryce is younger than me. But it's like, you know, like the dad's very cool, calm, and collective. Same with the boys, right? Like you see them on the sidelines. But then hearing you and Coach Mills didn't say as much, or like Coach Jacobs, but Coach Driscoll said a lot. And it's just like, okay, I got a different appreciation for Coach Drew.
Yeah, it was funny. John Jacobs, unbelievable human being, right? I absolutely love him. But he showed up in the glory years, right? He wasn't there in the where you had to beat a trash can and you know, slap each other. And one time Coach Drew cut off Coach Driscoll's tie before a game because it had some maroon in it, and we was getting ready to play Texas A&M, and he cut it off.
Oh God, Sam, you think he's ready? Let's start him off on this.
Yeah, let's get it. So we do a little thing called the shot clock. Coach Tang, LT is going to fire off like 5 or 6 questions, quick little one-hitters. You know, some of them may be easy. Some might lead to a short story, but the platform's yours. So, Luke, let's get it.
All right. They're real simple. We'll go soft on you, Coach, because you're feel like I'm one of you. One word to describe the Big 12.
Brutal.
Okay. One word to describe K-State.
Family.
Okay. And you can extrapolate if you want in any of these. Which head coach would you?
When you go around this campus and the buildings with the names on it, I would say 90% of them say like the Carl and Mary Ice family facility, right? It's the Bill Snyder family stadium. I mean, like family is just like all over this campus. This family. When I talk to students and I ask them, why'd you pick K-State? They say, man, when I came on campus, it just felt like such a family. I mean, I have felt that. I've felt that so much being around here, just how people just wrap their arms around you and love you and make you feel like one of their own.
Awesome. Okay. Which head coach would you say drinks the most coffee or caffeine?
That I know? Matt Driscoll. Yeah,
Driscoll said it was Coach Drew.
Well, Coach D may have cut back now. I'm not around there, but it used to be like those 20-ounce cups and like 3-4 times a day. So yeah, I don't know. Coach may be up there. I'm usually a 3 or 4 cups a day kind of guy. Yeah. You know, but yeah, Coach. But mine are like 8 to 12 ounces. His are like 20 ounces.
Wait, didn't Coach Driscoll have like what did he have in his car? He had Smoothie King.
It was like a big gulp thing or something like that.
It's got to be a Dunkin' Donuts thing.
It was. That's what it was. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, one word to describe Coach Drew.
Man, it's not just he's special. He's a special human being, man. Just like he cares. He's thoughtful. He like a servant, right? Like just like there's nothing too little for him to do. And man, he's just my buddy, man.
Nice. All right, coaching.
I love the word servant just because it seems like he collected coaches around him who had that same servant mentality, right? Yeah. Like when I look at like you, Coach Tang, and Coach Jacobs, and Coach Mills, and Coach Trey, like you all have this servant mentality, all very faith-based and, mentorship based. And so it's, you could tell Coach Drew collected people around him who had that same mentality. So I appreciate you sharing that word.
Thank you.
All right. Best coaching advice you were ever given?
Wow. Well, I didn't follow it, but maybe I should have. They told me not to win too much early because then it builds expectations.
You really screwed the pooch on that one, Coach. Naismith College Coach of the Year 2023, Big 12 Coach of the Year 2000. You should have waited like 4 or 5 years, Coach.
Well, no, the thing is that Billy Graham said a coach impacts more lives in 1 year than people do in their lifetime. And, knowing that the kind of impact I have on these guys, I really want to help them just grow to be great men and great husbands and use basketball as a platform.
Yeah, absolutely. The best advice my Grenadian father ever gave me, which was passed down his grandfather: crab don't eat, crab don't walk, crab don't eat. Ever heard that one before? I mean, it's true, right? You gotta go get it. So, all right, give me one of your favorite recruiting stories. Now, we've heard a couple. We've heard about gasoline. We've heard about wearing blue suits to a recruit and not getting them because you got to be like blue bloods. Give me another funny recruiting story.
Okay, so it's only like my third year with Coach Drew and the staff, and so like I don't really know him, right? Like I mean, now he's like a brother, right? Like I mean, I just love him, right? And nothing he could do that would put me off or whatever. But at year 3, I'm still trying to like figure out this dude, right? And who he is and all of that. And we go recruiting and we're coming back on a private plane, and it's a little plane, right? And the pilot says to him, because he had flown with this guy before, "Hey, coach, you want to come up front?" And so the co-pilot gets out of the seat, and coach goes and sits in the seat with the pilot, right? Like it's him and the pilot, and he has the steering wheel of the plane. And coach starts going, "Hey, Tang, watch this." Whoop, and he dips the plane. Whoop, and he dips the plane. And I'm in the back, like terrified. And I'm thinking to myself, as soon as this plane lands, I'm going to beat the hell out of this dude. I am going to whoop his butt because this crap is not funny at all. And he's dying. Hey, he's dying laughing up there like, whoop, and whoop. And the plane lands. I got off that thing so fast. I wanted to beat that man. Oh, I was so pissed off. And I never told him that story till like, probably it was like 5 or 6 years later. And we're at a recruit's house with Jemison Morgan's house to do a home visit. And they talk about like crazy things and stuff. And so I start telling the story. Well, now, coach, we've been together a while now. I love him and I let that. But I start telling that story and everybody's just dying laughing, crying laughing.
Oh. All right, Coach, 3 quick questions, 3 quick ones for you. If you were a candle scent, what candle scent would you be?
Ooh, vanilla. I just like the vanilla smell. Like, I don't think I'm vanilla, but you know what? I probably, because I'm a same old boring habits kind of guy. I eat a peanut butter sandwich in the morning. I drink coffee. That's like, I have a routine, and, I order the same thing from restaurants every time and all of that.
I thought he was going to be like tropical spice, but whatever.
I have a bad sniffer, so I can't really smell stuff very well. And so I can smell vanilla though.
Okay. What is your spirit animal?
I don't know about that. My favorite animal is a dolphin, though, and they're smart.
So Coach Miles was a largemouth bass, and Coach Driscoll was a kangaroo.
That's fitting.
Yeah,
I'm smoking around.
and you're a dolphin. All right, Flipper. All right, last song. The song that best describes you. If you had a walkout song, what would it be?
Man, that's some pretty good ones. Right now I Trust in God by Elevation Worship.
Okay.
It's a worship song, so it's not really like but my song though, before I came to K-State, those 3 years when we had that great run at Baylor was Big by Pastor Mike Jr. And I don't know if you've ever heard that, but boy, that song gets you fired up.
Good one. Hits hard. Hits hard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what else hits hard? Champion by Buju Banton.
See, like if you said that to Reem would know. I only know Buju Banton because of Reem. And I know a couple of Calypso songs, but they're all like old songs, like Spiral and Shadow and all of them. Not these new guys.
Well, Coach, you won nothing. You got nothing. We found some deep, dark secrets, and never fly a plane with Coach Drew.
Never fly again to play with Coach Drew. Not when he goes up there.
I'm not sure that was in Coach Drew's book, The Road to Joy. I don't think that story was in there. So it's all good. So I got one last question for you, Coach. Then we're going to close out this episode. But like when people learn about your history, whether it's at the high school level, winning 4 state championships, or the close to 2 decades you're at Baylor, some of the guys you were able to be around and coach. So I want to ask you if you're able to put together like a starting 5 of anybody you've ever coached, whether it was high school or at the college level, who would that starting 5 be?
Ooh, now you're trying to get me in trouble.
We already done that.
Luke, do you know he coached a kid who put up 101 points in a game?
Yeah, and how many assists did he have?
Did he need him?
He didn't need him. He just needed to go score. Cedric Hensley.
Went on to play at Houston. With Elijah Miller, and you coached some ball players, so that's why I'm kind of asking. If you could.
No, Von Wafer was a special player. Man, yeah, I'm not answering that. I'm not getting no.
We got Von Wafer. That's all we got.
I love them all. I love them all.
You could put together a pretty impressive roster there. That's for sure. But Coach, I'm going to turn it over to you last minute of this episode. If there's anything you want to share to the Wildcat faithful, the boosters, the alumni, the student section, how you need them to show up in the Octagon of Doom for the rest of the Big 12 season. Anything you want to share with the fan base out there in Manhattan. The platform's yours.
Yeah, hey, K-State family, I know that the record is not what y'all were looking for or us, and it's a struggle, right? But I want you to know we are fighting, we are scrapping, we're clawing, we're getting better every day, and you impact winning. So we need you. We need to make Bram the Octagon of Doom, because y'all add 10, 15 points to a game every time we play there. And so hang in there, stay with us. Promise you, we're going to have that parade one day.
Yeah. I love it, Coach. You're going to stick with us one more second. Sam, that was awesome. Thanks to Coach Tang. Cheer for the Wildcats. I mean, they've still, the beautiful thing about basketball is they can make a run, and North Carolina State or any of these other teams, they're not done. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching the Full Court Press, a college basketball coaches show. Join us next week on the Full Court Network. Subscribe, rate, and review. Be back next week with another great coach. Sammy?
Let's get
it's
it.
All ball, baby.